Soilwork. I'm going to try and say this correctly. If I'm wrong, I'm not from Sweden. It's the latest album from them is Verkligheten, I think it's pronounced. 12 tracks, 50 minutes, 11th studio for the Swedish melodic death metal band, released January 2019 by Nuclear Blast. Produced by Thomas Pleck Johansson at the Panic Room at Nordic Sound Lab Studios. 3 singles have been released in Arrival, Full Moon Shoals, and Stelfergal, I think it is.
You too, mate.
Yeah. This is the band's first album with Bastian Tusgaard on drums. Would you stop with the fucking words? And features guest spots from Alyssa White Gluz, Tommy Houston, and Dave Sheldon. Go for it.
Did not like the opening of the album. I just thought it dragged on. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And I was very interested to hear this because obviously the drums have changed. The drummers have changed. So I was a big fan of the dude that's in Megadeth now, and I was like, he's got big shoes to fill, and fuck did he fill them. Again, a band that's actually got a worthy replacement. I thought this guy drummed his fucking ass off.
Yep.
Probably a lot more blast beats and stuff that I wasn't expecting, which is not really their curtail or foretail or some kind of fucking forte thing, foreplay maybe, whatever. It's not normally Soilwork's thing, but I thought the album was very diverse as opposed to the Ride Majestic, which was very one-dimensional.
Yeah. This is a lot less melodic death metal than I was expecting.
Yeah, this has a bit of, especially some of the intros, are very rocky to begin with, and before they sort of kick in and do the thing. I do love this band a lot. I have a lot of their releases, not all of them, but I'm not too far behind. This picks up where they left off from the last one, if you ask me. Like I said, a little bit more diverse, which I think is a good thing. The musicianship's fantastic. And I'm not good with names, but the singer, his cleans. Yeah, that dude.
Speed, Strid.
Say that 10 times. Sober. And good luck with that.
Can't even do what I'm doing.
That's my whole fucking point. I thought his cleans were fantastic. This is some of the best cleans I've heard him do. A lot of dynamics. Great band. Another great album. They're very consistent, these guys. If you follow them from like the last 20 years or so, very consistent output, and there's not a dud album as far as I'm aware of anyway. Arrival, Full Moon Shoals, The Wolves Are Back in Town, The Ageless Whisper, 8 out of 10.
Nice.
Yeah, so my introduction to Soilwork was actually on the old Channel V metal show way back in the day when they played the film clip Stabbing the Drummer. So
you're old enough for that?
Yeah, I know. I know. It's hard to believe.
He was 4 and he loved it.
That explains a lot.
He cracked his
very true.
Look, at the time they were the one of many along the lines of those Swedish death metal style bands of Your Arch Enemies and In Flames and whatnot, etc. As time has gone on, they've matured and grown, and honestly, I think they've surpassed all of those bands, particularly with this record. The depth of the songwriting is frankly fantastic. All the layers and the thought gone into each note is fantastic. Everything happens for a reason. Everything is very deliberate. I can't fault it. The performances are all great. The tones are great. Production's great. Which is, they're a bigger band these days.
And Thomas Johansson's a fantastic producer.
Exactly. As Mick mentioned, Speed's vocal performance. He was always really good, but he keeps getting better. I was getting a little bit of a Dark Tranquility vibe as well with some of the songs, which I like Dark Tranquility, so fantastic. And another note for this, there's a lot of heavy metal bands and hard rock bands that I feel don't know how to work with dynamics. So a lot of them work dynamics when they go, okay, we need the 80s ballad, or we need the song with no drums in it. This is how you do it. You can allow things to breathe without putting the ballad in, or without just going, all right, no drums, therefore we're using dynamics. It's not how it works.
No.
These guys are building songs and building full pieces of music without resorting to that crutch. It's a fantastic record. Bleeded is Spoiled was my highlight. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Cool. Every time I listen to this band, I always find it hard to believe it's the same vocalist in the Night Flight Orchestra. That always just spins me out. On this one, you actually hear a little bit more of that influence, I think, on this record, but generally speaking, up until now, it's been just, how the fuck is this the same guy? Performances are fantastic across the board, as you expect. If there's one thing you can't fault with this band, it's the musicians within it. They consummate professionals simply know how to play with each other and serve the songs. This is heavy, make no mistake about that, but there's a hell of a lot of melody in this one. Which is why I think it was less melodic death metal, so to speak. It was more melodic. It was still very melodic and still very metal, but the death aspect, the growling, wasn't as prominent on this release as on previous ones from my experience. Still plenty of brutality in this, don't worry about that, but they've just got a good balance in the composition on this record for mine, which is what you're talking about with the dynamics, I think, a bit there too. For the harshness in the vocal, you can make that majority of the lyrics, which is a nod to the production. It's a nice balance of the evil and the light. These are some well-written pieces that would be a lot of fun in a live setting for mine. Some nice hooks in this, but there's also the intensity you want. Some really interesting content on either side of the coin in that regard. Production is fucking good. It's loud, there's a lot going on, but they've captured it all. It's mixed really well. The vocals being presented the way they are is fantastic, but the byplay between the synth work and the guitars is really well balanced as well, and allows the drums and the bass to hold things down, which is beautifully done. Got some great depth, space, and tones that all give this a really immersive atmosphere that just sucks you in listening to it. Great track order on this. They break up the heavy stuff nicely with the softer moments that come into play. Not really softer songs, but the moments within the songs are well done, which is exactly what you're talking about, how you do it. Really does make sure you don't get distracted while listening to this record. The whole thing works as an overall piece of art as far as I'm concerned. It's very well thought out and it keeps you engaged. If you like this band or just heavy European metal in general, check this one out. You're going to enjoy it. I think there are enough entry points on this record in particular to really get people to start checking out Soilwork a lot more. And this is probably the most I've enjoyed a Soilwork album to date. I think this is the best one for mine. I've listened to previous ones, reviewed previous ones, and whilst I appreciated it, I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed this one personally. I think this is very cool. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Stealth Argon, The Nurturing Glance, Full Moon Shoals, Breeded Despoiler, and You A Quiver were my choices. So check it out for yourselves and let us know what you think. Cool.
That's a great lead-in to Soilwork.
He's playing with heaps of
Wow,
people.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're playing with Zappa, you've got to be good at your shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
That or incredibly fucking lucky.
No good. With Steve Vai audition, remember he said to him, do this, do that. He goes, I can't do that. He goes, I believe Linda Ronstadt's looking for a guitar player. That's how the story goes. That was Steve Vai's story, yeah.
Zappa wouldn't suffer fools. That was the thing. He wouldn't suffer. If you couldn't keep up, fuck off. Right. That was... I respect that a lot, actually. It's like, if you're not in this league, you're not in this league. Go back to the twos.
Not many can play in that sense.
Yeah, but you can get away with that because you're Frank Zappa.
If you're Frank Zappa.
Yeah.
If we did that here, we're not going to get very far.
Bar set myself.
You can't get much lower. Yeah. If you can class in this place up a little bit, you're more than welcome.
We can't even spell it.
When a gimmick is a spelling mistake, you know you're in trouble.
Yeah. Soilwork.
Yeah. Speaking of spelling, Verkligheten.
Right. Go.
Okay, Jimmy.